Just as we thought that this was going to be a quiet night for the New York Knicks after beating the Brooklyn Nets, Shams drops a friggin' bomb on Twitter. If we take a look here, the New York Knicks have applied to the NBA for a disabled player exception worth 7.8 million as the franchise projects center Mitchell Robinson will miss the rest of the season, sources tell The Athletic. Major development as Robinson had ankle surgery last week. Yo, Chris, what happened, man? Like, what?
I mean, I guess it's something that's going on that they learned in early rehab or whatever. Because again, the initial report, which we all saw as Mitchell Robinson is going to be back in 8 to 10 weeks, was that he was going to be reevaluated in 8 to 10 weeks. I kept saying it was probably going to be 3 months until we saw Mitch back, which brings us to, like early March, probably around that time. And
Whenever,
really,
my bad,
what's
no,
up?
my bad. Yeah, it's just whenever a team says like, okay, we're gonna reevaluate from like 6 to 8 weeks, add another like 2 weeks to that. That's
Exactly,
how it
which is
always
why I was
works.
going 3 months.
Right, exactly. I guess I don't know, man. Something maybe in physical therapy, maybe something when they
Mhm,
actually went into the ankle, maybe they saw something a little bit more serious. But
mhm.
yo, that's just like we kept saying how like Mitchell Robinson is one of the better players this season for the Knicks. Like if there's one player that you can point to and be like this player has been the most consistent, it's Mitchell Robinson.
Cool.
And yeah, we were expecting him to miss a few games because I remember in one of the videos you said that like he's due to miss at least 20 games. He does have these little like knick-knack injuries,
Mhm.
but then
Yep.
but then now to miss like the rest of the season now, and we're already short as far as big men.
Jericho Sims has sort of been a disappointment, and given he got thrown into the fire pretty quickly, is not just a backup. He was the starting center when Mitch went down because Tibbs liked how Hartenstein worked with the bench unit more.
Right.
But Sims is not an NBA level starter, and they cannot start him, or they're not going to finish as a top five seed in the Eastern Conference. They're going to fall into a play-in territory team. And something about Mitch is that he got surgery, I think, like 2, 3 days ago. So it's something that must have happened like at his next doctor's appointment after his surgery. He went in and they're like, okay, yeah, this is going to take some time. You're done for the year. Like, that's not a realistic option. Or they
That's
told him he's not
insane.
going to be fully healthy until until the summer. This sucks. It really
Damn.
sucks. But now it's time to really just look at other guys you can try to get.
Yo, so what do you think about the trade deadline now? Do you think they move the focus away from the whole Donovan Mitchell and now try and maybe like go for it for a big man, or do you think they'll just try and get like just a regular rotation player big man? I mean, yeah,
Well, I
they're,
mean,
they're not gonna go for Joel Embiid, obviously, but like just as far as the attention, do you think the attention during the trade deadline they're just gonna focus more on just like big men around the league?
Well, as Woj said on Threads earlier, he essentially the issue is that there is no trade market for Donovan Mitchell right now, and the Cavs are not going to move him at the deadline. Woj was responding to fans and literally said there's no Donovan Mitchell sweepstakes going on right now. The Cavs believe in what they have. So the Donovan Mitchell stuff, I think that's still going to be a longer term option. But right now, we're going to have to look at the Knicks either pick someone up or make some trade at the deadline. I'll highlight someone right now just to start things off in the sense that the Atlanta Hawks have wanted to trade Clint Capella. His contract aligns very well with Evan Fournier's. Now the Knicks have to seriously consider what are the Hawks going to ask for when it comes to draft capital or asset wise that they would want to give their starting center away. I'm going to guess it would be a protected first, potentially a few second rounders instead. Capella's value is not that high, but they have to start looking for guys, and he's probably the best guy they can get.
Yo, the fact that Taj Gibson is gonna get major minutes now. I mean, he was gonna get
Yeah.
big minutes because Jericho Sims just got injured, or Mitchell Robinson went under the knife, so he was gonna get big minutes. But now it's like, yo, you're gonna get really big minutes because Mitchell's gonna be gone for the rest of the season. That's just like, I know the whole Taj Gibson, Coach Thibodeau. You got to throw Derrick Rose in there as well. Like those are his guys. I get it. But it's like, dude, like you weren't even on the team in the beginning of the season, and now you're gonna be thrown into like, okay, you're gonna be literally the second big man.
And he can't be. He's not like if the Knicks want to be as good as they were last year, Mitch was a huge part of that whole going to the second round. He outplayed both Allen and Mobley in essentially what was a 1-on-2. So the Knicks are not going to get that back. But that's why I think they should go for someone like Capella because he's a really good center and he plays like Mitch. That lets you have a good starting unit still. And then I don't know what his contract situation is off the bat, which I probably should have looked up. But he's not going to be someone the Knicks would have for a long time. He's a pretty solid rental as far as rentals go, though, if the Knicks want to go that way. And if not, you look, I don't know, maybe the Pistons, they have a lot of bigs.
Yo, man, this like really just like Mitchell Robinson. Obviously, like he's not the main player on the Knicks, but this really puts a damper as far as like their ceiling this season.
For sure.
Cause like Hartenstein, he's a big body and he does have a little bit more to offer as far as offensively, but we really depended on Mitchell Robinson as far as like rebounds, as far as blocking, as far as like just being the captain of the paint. Like that was
hmm
one of the main reasons why we were able to upset Cleveland in the first round.
For sure.
Just picture Hartenstein as far as the starting center in that playoffs. Do you think we would have beat Cleveland in the first round? I maybe, but I don't. I wouldn't put my money on that.
Out in five.
Depending on who they get, maybe Leon Rose could take like a rabbit out of the hat and just get someone that like we're not thinking of and like a very solid big. But man, yo, like oh my god, another season of like what? Not even what if, but it's like now we're gonna have these like conversation of like we gotta have an asterisk because Mitchell Robinson is gonna be out of the season, and it's like the same thing in 2020, 2021 in the first round of the Hawks. We didn't have Mitchell Robinson. It's like, God, Jesus, man.
It sucks, dude. It really sucks for the Knicks. Like, it's a problem. Like, he was one of the best centers in the league when he was playing outright. And
Another question.
Hartenstein's a good center. Like, he was easily the best backup center this year. And as of right now, he's going to have to start. And I don't know. I'm right now looking at a list of free agent centers who the Knicks could pick up. I'm going to rattle a few names off of you. I'm going to skip a few of them because some just aren't too relevant. But I'm going to rattle off some names real quick. The first one, he's not exactly a center, more of a power forward center, is Blake Griffin.
No.
Okay, we're going to do some rapid fire because I got a few names here for you. So, no, I agree. No rim protection, really. Not really the right guy for the Knicks at all.
No.
Next one, Frank Kaminsky.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, he adds good shooting, and you know how much fans love shooting bigs, but the defense is problematic, especially with the way the Knicks play.
0 for 2.
Oh, for two. Next one, former New York Knicks, started his career here. Knicks fans, we were a big fan of him back in the 2015-16 season, 15-16-17 season. Willie Hernan Gomez.
Oh my god. Yo, what is going on with this list?
These are the free agent centers.
Right. I mean, no.
You don't like Willie?
No.
He's probably my favorite one on the list, honestly, the people I'm looking at.
Yeah,
All right, next
let
one.
me hear the rest, yeah.
All right, we got Vernon Carey Jr., who's hardly ever played.
I mean, there's your answer.
Yeah. Someone who the Knicks had a lot of interest in, who we kind of thought they might sign for a while, Gorgie Zhang.
Yeah, I remember him. He shoot the threes, but no, man. I don't like any of these names. And yeah, I agree with you. Hernan Gomez, I guess, would be the best one. But I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
All right, man. Like, I hate to be the one to do it, but I'll be the one to step off the ledge. Like, yo, is it time that we start thinking about trading Mitch, bro? Like, he's super injury prone, and unfortunately, like, yeah, he just we just got the news that he's gonna be out for the season, but he is gonna have some sort of value, bro. Like, people do look at him as a defensive anchor. We can't depend on him, bro. He's like Robert Williams.
Oh, Robert Williams.
He's
Yeah.
injury prone, bro. Like, is it time that we start looking at that?
I mean, it's certainly a problem because what if the Knicks didn't have Isaiah Hartenstein? Like when they just for like reference, when the Knicks signed Hartenstein, I was like, I kind of like Jericho Sims. I think it's kind of a pointless signing, but whatever. They had the money to
I
screw
liked
it.
it.
Like I was anti Hartenstein at first. Saw him play for like 10 games. Like, nope, never mind. I was wrong. And he had a bad start to the season, but I could tell sort of what he was doing. And I was like, all right, I was wrong.
Imagine they didn't have Hartenstein and Jericho Sims was their backup center, and then say Sims was healthy right now, and they have Sims and Taj Gibson.
No, that's crazy. That's
That'd be
super.
problematic.
That would be insanely crazy. But man, yo, 2020, 2021, he wasn't in playoffs because of injury. And then now, yeah, and then a couple seasons he was actually in the playoffs, great. But now it's like another playoff run without Mitch, man. And like I said in the other video or early in this video, I forgot because the videos are kind of blending. But like yo, he's always had these knick-knack injuries, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, I think it's more something you look at than something you actively try to do. But the
right.
problem is right now, and we actually touched on this like probably a month ago, with the way Isaiah Hartenstein's playing, and now that for the foreseeable future, unless they make a trade for someone like a Clint Capella or like someone they could viably start, it's probably not going to happen. Hartenstein is going to get offered a good amount of money, and the Knicks were probably not going to be able to match that money. And he's going to walk for a starting job in the NBA because he knows as long as he's here, he's going to be Mitch's backup unless Mitch is injured. And though that is probably going to give you more starting games than most backup center roles, he would still probably, like anyone, prefer getting paid more money than the Knicks can offer to start games for an NBA team.
Oh my god, bro! I'm just getting more frustrated as time keeps going on. As we're recording this, I'm getting more and more frustrated because actually, one team that does have a plethora of bigs is actually one of the worst teams in the NBA. Talking about the Detroit Pistons, and yeah, Chris, you want to rattle off the names that maybe might intrigue the Knicks?
Yeah, sure. I mean, their four centers are Jalen Duren, or some of them are power forwards, but also better as centers. Jalen Duren, Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Stewart, and James Wiseman. Now, Duren is off the table. He's not getting traded. He's the best one of those four. The Pistons start him. They like him. They're keeping him.
Super young
That
too.
leaves you. What's up?
Super young too.
Super young, super young. That leaves you with Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Stewart, and James Wiseman. I know who my favorite one is of that group. It would be definitely Wiseman, who's also the most expensive, but he's also probably not some crazy price. I don't know. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, out of those three, it would be Isaiah Stewart actually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like Stewart because he he's like your I don't want to say he's definitely not a dirty player. I do not want to put that narrative on him.
I
But
mean,
he's
he's
just
like scrappy in the same way that
ex-
Josh Hart is.
exactly. He's scrappy. He's just a tough guy and he will defend the paint. He might not do it to the Mitchell Robinson capability, but he'll do it. And on top of that, he could shoot. He could spread the floor. And so that'll be some points coming from your big man that again, Mitchell Robinson, you had the only points that Mitchell Robinson was gonna get was off of alley oops and was off of like rebounds. But Isaiah Stewart, he could spread the floor by shooting threes, so that's definitely something that the Knicks haven't seen in a while. But yeah, he'll be my favorite, and then after that will probably be Wiseman. But Wiseman is like, I don't know, what are you gonna get with him? Like he's so like unpredictable.
He's very inconsistent. The reason I went with him is mainly just like he's probably the most similar one to Mitchell Robinson, and he's not Mitch by any means, but like he's a similar player enough. And Tibbs probably would like a center most similar to Mitch, so they won't really have to change their defensive game plan too much.
I mean, yeah, I would go with Stewart, man. Stewart is just more established as far as like just being an NBA, pro. Wiseman,
Sure.
he's still figuring his stuff out. Like, this is what his second season, third season, yeah, second season.
This he was drafted with Edwards and LaMelo, so this would be his fourth.
Oh wow, I'm bugging. Yeah, so like I would go with Isaiah Stewart, but shoot, man, we gotta wait and see. We gotta see what the Knicks do. Leon Rose, you got some pressure on you, bro.
Help us out, and also Dariel. I forgot one name, one final former Knick who the Knicks could sign in free agency. The starting center in the 2020-2021 playoffs for the New York Knicks, Nerlens Noel.
That's my reaction. All right, guys, we're gonna.
Funny way to end it. Otherwise, bummer of a video. Guys, thanks so much for tuning into this video. Subscribe to Knicks Digest. Comment below who you think the Knicks should go for. Do they go for anyone? Do they ride this out with Isaiah Hartenstein, Jericho Sims, and Taj Gibson? We'll be active in the comments. We'll respond to you guys. Let us know your take. Give us your hot take. Should the Knicks make a crazy move? Do you like my idea of Clint Capella? Let us know. Have a great day, guys. Peace.
Peace.